And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, to the final day of the final round of the final week of World Team League 2023 Winter Code S. This is it. This is the final day of the round robin group stage and the final day of WTL for 2023 for this year of StarCraft. It all comes to an end tonight to determine who makes it into the playoffs and who does not make the cut. Oh boy, it all comes down to this. Of course, welcome everyone, welcome to our third broadcast of the day. We were live earlier today with the KSL, with the Korean StarCraft League. Then we were live with GPO, with Grand Platypus Open. And now we're here with WTL. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a long day of casting, Papi. It's been a long day, but we will keep on going as we have two best of sevens for us tonight. And here we go. Up first, we have a matchup. We have the Starving Camels versus Mystery Gaming SSLT. It is going to be TooDming versus Bunny in a ZVT. Up first. And if you're in the chat, predictions are going to be open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. Oh my god. That's TooDming. He's looking a little bit festive. You know, he's got his winter coat going on. We got our beanie, our swag being set up as well. Is that a Mystery Gaming jacket from Bunny? I don't think I've seen any kind of jerseys from Mystery Gaming yet, but I'm all for it. A purple hoodie? That looks amazing. I don't know if it just happens to be a purple hoodie or that happens to be like on like actually merchandise for Mystery Gaming. If so, that's really cool. If so, that is really cool. But regardless, if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. Predictions open. Good luck. Best of luck. As we get ready for game one, it's going to be on Hecate. As a reminder, we are kicking things off with the Starving Camels versus Mystery Gaming. Afterwards, we're going to be diving into Shopify versus SLT. Starlight Twinkle. Until then, though, in the bottom right, we have TooDming for the Starving Camels. Top right. And the bottom left, we have, for Mystery Gaming, it is Bunny. Bunny. Beautiful. And as we delve into our final day of WTL for 2023, big shout out to the sponsors, Doyu Hypergraph, Doyu Honkai Star Toidu, and Autofool as well. Big shout out to our lovely sponsors. Without them, we would not have World Team League, wouldn't have a CranKy Cup, and we wouldn't have Masters Coliseum. As a quick reminder as well, for those of you that are here, Masters Coliseum is tomorrow. It is going to be tomorrow, sorry, not tomorrow, I think on Monday, starting next week. In a couple of days, the qualifiers of Masters Coliseum are going to be upon us, and of course, we are going to be casting them, the European qualifiers, the American qualifiers, the Asia, and the Korean qualifiers as well. So, back to back qualifiers non-stop. Oh boy. I believe Monday is going to be pretty intense because we're going to be covering the ESL Open Cup Asia, then straight into the qualifiers after that as well. So look forward to that as the StarCraft does continue even throughout the holidays. But we will be taking tomorrow off. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and we don't have an event scheduled. We happen to just not have any StarCraft going on there, so I am more than looking forward to sleeping in and streaming some StarCraft over on my own personal channel. But until then, we're diving into this TVZ, and so far TooDming going for a standard opener. Is going to be going for a hatch gas pool. Likewise, Bunny going for a Rax expand as well. So everything is looking normal. Everything is looking by the book. So in chat, also a big shout out to the people that have joined us here today. I see Soundo in the chat, Easy, Phil, Gildalin, Lord of Terran Lord. Hello, Terran Lord. Hello, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Welcome, Aistan, our first quacker. Quack. And hello there. Hello. That's a Diva Enjoyer right there. As we do have our Reaper going to be dancing here with the Lings. Going to try and pick up a drone if possible, but so far the Lings are able to keep up. So far we do deny any kind of damage here at the natural base, and Bunny is just looking for maybe squeezing out some value here. Does threaten the mineral line, but the Queen comes out in time. We force back that Reaper. Behind this, Bunny's going for an economic opener. You can see it on the production tab. We have a third CC on the way, so it's going to be a third CC before Starport. Very economic here from Bunny. TooDming is a little bit in the dark as we do get, oh my god, almost a drone in the main. That was very close. Ay, ay, ay. A little bit too close for comfort, but the Reaper escapes and the drone survives as well. And when it comes to the Overlord Scout, we did get eyes on the factory timing, that is true, but it could be a 1-1-1, it could be even a 3cc variation. Again, TooDming just isn't entirely certain yet. He has a piece of the puzzle, not the entire puzzle yet. But again, we are fully aware there's just going to be an economic opener. We should be seeing a tech lab on the racks into an add-on swap. There we go. Tech lab is on the way. Add-on swap is going to be upon us. If we don't go for the add-on swap, we could go for a faster stim. But there it is. We lift up the buildings and we should be going for a Banshee-based opener. There's a world out there where maybe you could go to like Raven, but Banshee should be what comes next, and there it is. So again, just a very stock standard build here from Bunny, and again, Bunny is coming in as the heavy favorite as well. He's a very powerful player in his own right, and yeah, he's just kind of testing the waters here against TooDming. Nothing out of the norm. Bunny isn't really one to experiment too much either. He's not a player like Gumiho or TY or even Ryung. Bunny is a little bit more meta. A little bit. But now just dipping in between the bases, so far TooDming is able to keep up. TooDming does spread out his queens, and so far he has deflected these Hellions at every turn. Really good positioning. Really good positioning so far out of TooDming, denying any kind of dive from Bunny, as he hasn't really achieved too much economic damage. But that could soon change because Banshees are soon to hit the field, and Cloak is on the way. Meanwhile, from the side of the Zerg player, TooDming is going into Lair. This should be Lair into a Bailey Nest, into delayed 1-1 upgrades. A very safe way to play here for TooDming. We're just going to be waiting for the Lair to be halfway done, and then we should start off the Bailey Nest to kind of get into our kind of Ling game, or the Ling Bane portion of this game. Basically going to be dipping into that natural base. Do we have a Spore done? We do not! Uh-oh. Spores done. Queens are a little bit out of position as well. We're going to be losing a couple of drones. One worker does fall in the natural, but only one. There's that Bailey Nest we were talking about. So again, TooDming is going for delayed 1-1 upgrades, just prioritizing Bailing Nest and Bailing Speed instead. Very safe play out of TooDming. Likewise, so far everything is pretty stock standard between both Bunny and TooDming. As we get another 4 drones here. Oh my god. 4 workers go down. Hellions, they check the right-hand side, but the Queens are lying in wait, so the Hellions do not find a way in. Meanwhile, we have another Banshee working towards the natural. Cloak is done, by the way, so we can make use of that. But there are Spore Crawlers in every mineral line. The Cloak shouldn't be too impactful, as we do get a couple of extra drones. Did I say 4 earlier? Should have said 6, 7. Oh my, 8. 8 drones go down. Ay, ay, ay. And what's important here, look at that units lost tab. 8 workers, an Overlord, and nothing has fallen for Bunny. Bunny hasn't lost anything right now. The efficiency, not a single Hellion. We forced a cancel on the hatchery as well. I'm hoping that was a cancel. Actually, drone isn't there. Is that a kill? Earlier, I mean. This clearly was a cancel on the right-hand side, but we're denying another hatchery once again. And that was a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Not like this. 2 kills! It was 2 kills! Oh no! It was a kill earlier and not like this. And TooDming, this is just far too much damage. He's lost 600 minerals down the drain. 600 minerals plus the drones as well, plus the delayed 4th, and oh yeah, TooDming just having a hard time keeping up with the aggression of Bunny. Meanwhile, behind this Bunny, he's just chilling. He's just working towards combat shields, +1 defense into a bio tank army, soon to be pushing out at around the 7 to 8 minute mark. And there it is. There's that push. Now, it isn't just Marines. I believe tanks are being rallied over as well in those medevacs. Yep, there we go. 2 tanks in the medevac. So a very committed push here from our Terran player. And based on what's been happening so far, I'm really concerned that TooDming just doesn't have the production for it. Like, he's been delayed for so long. We have some Ling Bane going to be threatening the army, but the tanks are getting within range. We are looking to cancel this hatchery, maybe even get a kill again. So far, good tank volleys off onto those Bailings. The Marines, they turn back around. 1 tank goes down. Looks like we get the 2nd tank just in time. So far, a good defense out of TooDming. But this 4th, it's going to be denied. No! No! Oh. Zerg players, look away! It's not safe for Zerg, Papi, as that's going to be a third hatchery kill here by Bunny. Good target firing on the Bailings as well. Marines do get evacuated, and we continue to rally here towards that would-be fourth base. Marines, they catch a queen. We are running out of energy here on these queens as well. Transfuse. Oh my god, not too many left. And we will keep on pushing. The Bailings, they will not finish either. They get pounced upon. Looks like, yeah, they get targeted down as well. There are only a handful of Bailings left here for TooDming. As Bunny is leapfrogging forward with his tanks, pushing forward with his Banshees as well. And this may snowball out of control. On top of that, we have Bunny coming in with another army on the left-hand side. He's getting on top of the fourth. Show us the left. Show us the left. The left. Ah, there it is. The fourth base taking so much damage. Can we get a kill? It's going to be close. And we do. That's going to be the fourth hatchery going down. The splits were decent here from Bunny. They were good enough. Ooh, does take some babies to the face. But he does clean up all of this creep. And again, containing TooDming here to 3 bases. The queens are going to be going down. We stutter step forward. Every queen falls. That's what, 5, 6 dead queens. A bit of a rough rally there from Bunny, but regardless, TooDming is hurting so much, and Bunny is snowballing out of control. TooDming in the midst of this defense going to try and throw down a Hydra Den. Ah, that's ambitious. It's an ambitious Hydra Den there as Elite Base rolling in. A good spread here from Bunny. The spread is looking good, and we keep on pushing. We don't stop. We can't stop. We never stop as we have broken this base. The queens have all fallen. We have a couple of babies trickling on in. GG gets called. And Bunny will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Bunny. Papi. Gonna be seeing that first game, and TooDming struggling a little bit there. Struggling a little bit when it came to keeping up with the speed of Bunny. We saw 4 hatchery snipes. 4 hatcheries were killed, not cancelled throughout that game, and TooDming was just a little bit slow there to pull the trigger to cancel those bases, to keep up with the aggression, with the harassment. Bunny hopping all over the place. GG. GG, that is game 1 in the books, but it's a best of 2. We have at least 1 more game ahead of us. As we get ready for game number 2, a big shout out to 4 idiots in a bunker. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great direct strike session. I remember that was the last time you did pop in. That was the last thing you were playing. Whether it's a ladder session or direct strike, hope you had a good time. Hope you had a great stream. And welcome, everyone. Welcome to World Team League, WTL, the final day of WTL for 2023. Now, the season, the playoffs will be held in January next year, next month. But for now, for the end of the year, this is how we will be wrapping up here with the round robin stage. And here we go. We're diving on in. And in the top right-hand corner of Equilibrium, we have TooDming for the Starving Camels. And in the top left, we have his opponent for Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny. Vámonos, papi, vámonos. Again, Bunny looking strong, looking powerful in game 1. But can he keep up the momentum? Can TooDming fight back? Now, historically, TooDming has been one of the weaker links in the Starving Camels. You know, players like Cyan, players like Firefly, players like Silky usually wave that banner strong, and TooDming comes in as more of a supportive player. But in current era, in current StarCraft, in the current season, in the current weeks, TooDming, he needs to step it up. He needs to step it up because we lost another ace player. Cyan has been picked up by Mystery Gaming, the very team that they are playing against, actually. Cyan has switched on over, moved on to, in a way, greener pastures, greener grapes. Smooth. I mean, again, the Starving Camels players are more than happy to see Cyan gain opportunities just because he's been improving so much. He's been doing so well recently. Fun fact, earlier today in KSL, if you were here for it, you would have seen Cyan 2-0'd Dark. He 2-0'd Dark, and he went down to Nightmare 2-1. Cyan has been popping off in recent times and is looking damn good. I mean, he qualified for IEM Katowice. There's a reason why he got picked up, he got scouted. Ooh. But again, in his absence, TooDming needs to step it up, and this is the last opportunity for the Starving Camels to really step up for themselves, for their team, for this season of WTL. But now, it's going to be a Hatchcast full standard opener here out of TooDming. Nothing too wild, no early gases, no early spawning pools. Likewise, Bunny going for a Rax expand as well. Not going for a proxy, not going for a CC first or anything like that. Pretty standard play here as we load into Equilibrium. Of course, this is TooDming's map of choice, and this is the most picked map for Zerg players in the map pool. Considered to be the most Zerg favored map in the map pool as well, just because of how large it is, how easy it is to expand and take the gold base as well. The gold is a big factor of this map, but TooDming doesn't look like he wants to take the gold as his third, but he could always take it as his fourth. Ooh, as we do get a drone, that should not have happened. But the Reaper dips in, gets a worker, dips out, looking for the third base, looking for where it could have been taken. As he checks the gold, but as we know, and as now Bunny knows, the gold was not taken. Behind this, Bunny going to be getting into a 3cc before starport. Third CC is already on the way. Meanwhile, TooDming going to be cutting workers a little bit earlier. He does have a wave of lings on the way. This could just be safety lings, but this early on, we should be feeling quite feisty, quite aggressive with them. We should be, as we're banking up lings in the main base. And we're still not droning, by the way. Uh-oh. We are still not droning. It looks like TooDming wants to go for a massive ling flood, and he's going to be running into Hellions. That's the problem. We are amassing Hellions back at home. Now, if the Hellions move out, they could be surrounded. They could be completely caught out and shut down in the center of the map. There's potential as TooDming is flooding everything he has towards the bases of Bunny. And here we go. Bunny does spot this. He does pull the boys. Boys are pulled back into the main base. Hellions are in position on the ramp as well. Good choke point, and these lings are getting roasted. Ooh. The barbecue is real. We do get a couple of SCVs. 4 SCVs go down, but that was a lot of dead lings. 29. Oh my. I almost died seeing that. 29 lings for 4 SCVs. That was not a worthwhile trade. From here, TooDming is droning his heart out. He's trying to recover, trying to recoup his losses. If TooDming had a gold, I would say this would be okay. You know, it'd be like, you know, it was a big ling investment, but you know, he has a gold base, he has map control. It's okay, papi, it's okay. No, but we don't have the gold base, we don't have map control. Hellions gonna be moving out. Lings are on the way. These are 6 Hellions, by the way, and without enough lings, we kind of roast them up. We can get into a mineral line. So far, so good. TooDming, he is keeping up. Behind this, it was 3cc Banshee. We have a Banshee dipping into the main base. Spore is not done. Spore's late. It is quite late here. Drones are getting picked up one after the other. Good control here out of Bunny. Just start stepping with that Banshee, keeping it alive. 5 workers go down. Cloak still on the way. Second Banshee still on the way as well. Again, the build very crisp out of Bunny, and we get a couple more drones here towards the natural. But at least TooDming is on 3 bases. As I say that, the transferring drones. No, 9, almost 10 workers go down. This is becoming far too much. We have another Banshee dipping into that 3rd base as well. We're not done, Papi. We're not done. And TooDming, he's stuck redroning. Because of all these economic losses, TooDming, he just has to focus on redroning, resaturating bases. Otherwise, he would have to go all in. And I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to an all in, but we can see that TooDming isn't really thinking about that. He still wants to commit to a more longer game. Roach Warren gets thrown down. This Roach Warren is so late. It's a 6-minute Roach Warren. 1 Banshee gets picked up, but we have a mass amount of Hellions coming across the map, and we need Queens in position. Without them, there's nothing to stop these Hellions. Lings, they take a lot of volleys to the face. See Bunny trying to rotate around. Trying to find another way in. So far, no dice. He's going to rotate towards the north. Behind this is working towards Stim. Combat Shields, 1-1. Stim has completed. Combat Shields just now finishing. Just like the previous game, TooDming did go for a fast lair. He went lair into Bailey Nest into 1-1 upgrades. So just delayed upgrades here from TooDming. Very similar to his game 1 playstyle. He does catch some of these Hellions. Not too bad. does trade out a lot of Lings, and he doesn't clean up the Hellion, so not too worth it for TooDming in the end to commit that hard and to not kind of clean everything up. TooDming kind of stuck at home at this point, building up his Ling main. We got 22 more Lings on the way. We need those Lings if we want to survive. That's the thing. Part of me wishes they were drones, but the reality is that TooDming doesn't have the luxury to drone. If he did, he would die. There we go. Bailing's in production. Bailing speed should be starting up soon. But TooDming doesn't have the economy for it. Ling's getting ready for a surround, but the Hellion positioning here. Oh my god, we do get on top of the tank. The tank's no shot. The tank survives. The Bailings, they will not connect either. GG gets called. This push gets out of control, and Bunny will take the 2-0. GG. Very impressive performance there out of Bunny. Very solid games, nothing too fancy, nothing out of the norm, just solid play overall. And with that, Bunny will take a 2-0 lead here for Mystery Gaming. But we still have more matches ahead of us. Up next, after the break, SHIN versus Silky in a ZVZ. And here, I believe that Silky can fight back, put a point on the board. This is their best chance, their best shot. Best of luck. But now we're going to be going on that short break. When we return, we'll have our next best of 2. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We just wrapped up with our first best of 2 of the series. We just wrapped up with Bunny versus TooDming. Now we have returned with something a little bit different, something a little bit special. It is going to be a ZVZ between Silky and SHIN. Here we go. Silky, the current ace player of the Starving Camels, the best chance they have to fight back here in this series to put some points on the board. And we're diving on in. And in the bottom left-hand corner for the Starving Camels SSLT, it is Silky. And in the top right, we have, for Mystery Gaming, it is SHIN. We don't have his cam. But regardless, SHIN, the ace player of Mystery Gaming, going up against the ace of the Starving Camels. Oh, and before I forget, if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this best of 2 will unfold. Up to you to determine how those predictions will go. But now it's going to be a pool first here at a SHIN. Oh, interesting. Okay. With his pool first, he can gain access to faster lings, faster queens. We do see Silky going for a hatch gas pool, so a standard economic or just a standard opener out of Silky, a more defensive opener out of SHIN. Now, I'm calling this a defensive opener because we are delaying our gases. This should be just a pull first into a hatchery. There it is. Hatchery is soon to be taken by SHIN. So overall, I would just call this a safe opener. You can, of course, get damage done with this. You can prioritize and make 6 lings and get across the map. That is true. But it is still difficult to really achieve too much with it. And there it is. 6 lings are on the way. SHIN looking to test the micro of Silky. So economically here, SHIN is going to be behind. Silky will have a slightly better drone count, but that's the role of these 6 lings. These 6 lings are going to be getting across the map, and their goal is to kill like 2 drones. If they're able to get that much damage done, 2, maybe 3 drones, then this will suddenly be worth it for SHIN. And you can catch up in the economy. Obviously, SHIN is going gasless at the moment. Bear that in mind as well. So even though SHIN has less drones, he's going to have around a similar amount of mining minerals. Also, when he eventually gets to the gas, he should be preserving his gas and skipping link speed and going into main links. Sorry, not main links. Should be going into roaches. Should be going to 2-base roach, but we'll see. We'll see what direction he goes in. But now link speed is on the way for Silky. Those 6 slow lings, they do waddle in, and we're going straight for the drones. Oh, can we get one? We can. 1 drone goes down. We deny mining time at the natural as well. So far, so good from SHIN. And he wants another drone if possible. Does want another drone. Has to be very careful to be surrounded. 1 link goes down. Trading a ling for a ling and a drone. So far, good trades from SHIN. He's going for the queen. Shouldn't get it. Okay, tries to go for another drone. But the gas trick does keep it alive. So far, good control out of Silky. Does maintain his economy. But as you can see, because of all the disruption because the links are forced, SHIN suddenly takes a worker lead. And SHIN is going straight up gasless here. No gases in the main base for SHIN, no gases at the natural. He's going straight for that 3rd hatchery. So a very greedy, very economic play out of SHIN. Meanwhile, Silky is going for a very fast lair. Now this could go in a couple of different directions. This could be a Ling Queen Nidus all-in, and I can see 16 lings in production, so Ling Queen Nidus all-in is a big possibility. We could go for Dropper Lords, we could go for 2-base Spire, but I only see 1 gas. That's the problem. If we were going Spire play, we'd be seeing additional gases being taken. So because it's just pure lings and queens, I'm feeling maybe Nidus, but there it is. 2nd gas guys are on the way. Show us what you got. There it is, Silky taking every single gas guys. The lings, they come in for a scout. They confirm the gas is being taken. They kill a drone as well. Big scout here for SHIN as he gets into the main base. At the same time, big link counterattack from Silky, but the wall is a wall. The wall is solid and lings are just crashing into it. They're not achieving enough damage. They're not doing enough. We get a full scout of the main. Silky is going for the Spire, but SHIN, for the most part, he's all but seen it. He should have a pretty big understanding of the tech part here of Silky because of the fast lair and because of the fast gases. Even though we didn't see the Spire, it screams Spire. It could also be like a lurker rush as well, but that's a little more uncommon. Rushing to Spire play does make a little more sense. And again, SHIN was able to confirm, for the most part, what was happening. Meanwhile, there's that Dropper Lord that we were talking about. Dropper Lord into the pocket base. Could try to get some damage done here. Getting onto the other side of the wall. This is why I assumed it was going to be a Nidus, but Dropper Lord's along the same lines. Along similar lines. So we go for a queen, we should pick it up. We got 1 queen in the end. We can maybe get a drone or 2. We do slip into the main. Oh. Ooh, but no dice. Good control out of SHIN. He pulls the boys. He surrounds. He shuts down those lings. Meanwhile, SHIN with his lair, he's going for roaches, yes, but into an infestation pit. Oh my god, it looks like SHIN may just want to go straight into spellcasters and avoid hydras. I'm curious. I am curious. +1 air attack is on the way. Silky the Spire is done. We're committing quite hard into these mutas. With these mutas, we'll be gaining map control. Overseer comes in. Overseer confirms the muta play. Again, we already had the infestation bit. We can invest into infestors. We can invest into a hive. We have options. We do have options available. For now, Shin just getting into his spores. Making sure he's safe on 4 bases. So we go, mutas have hit the field. The 4 infestors are in production. Silky has to be very careful with his movements. Cannot get caught out. One wrong move and bam! All the mutas could go down. They're so fragile. That's 6 infestors, by the way. And remember, in the new patch, once these infestors spawn in, they will have enough energy for 1 fungal growth each. The fungal potential going to be insane. Here we go. Silky still with map control. He's going to be taking a 4th. He's going to try and take an economic lead. Still not quite there, but he's getting there. He's in the midst of droning, does catch another Overlord. Nice pickup. Gonna be supply blocking Shin. Shin, meanwhile, now getting into delayed Hydras. I love that he didn't rush into Hydras either. He already had the infestation bit first into Infestor. And later the Hydras do arrive. So far, I believe Shin is in the dark. Hasn't seen the tech, but he can make an assumption. He can make an educated guess. His opponent should be going Hydra Lurker Viper. That makes the most sense. Silky, we'll see if he can get some damage done. He still hasn't achieved too much. With these mutas, he has gained map control. Yes, he's killed like 2 or 3 Overlords, but nothing else. No drone damage, no big pickups with high-tech units, whether it's Infestor, Hydras, Roaches, Queen. So yeah, relatively careful, tentative play here out of Silky. +1 air attack is on the way. Hive as well, interesting choice. With a Hive, we can go into Ultras. Assuming that we had melee upgrades, but we don't. Okay. Interesting. So without melee upgrades, again, the Ultra Switch is going to be a little bit more awkward. Here we go, Link drop into the pocket. Use Ivan as well, we take down one of the spores. We're going for the other. Ooh, these are costly trades for Silky. And with the fungal. Doesn't quite connect, more spores are on the way. Yeah, Silky bleeding out mutas here. At the same time, we do have a Link counterattack here on the right hand side. We're going for the base. Up. Will not get it. Just barely. Behind this, we can see Silky getting into Bailings. There's +1 melee on the way. Oh my god, the mutas, they engage with the spores. Not the core to make. Too many spores. 8 mutas go down. Oof. And here we go. Now we're getting ready for Shin to max out. So you can see Shin, he's ahead in army supply. He's just been trading so damn well. He wasn't contained to 3 bases. He got his 4th up and running. And now the Hydras, they have arrived. We have an Ultra Cavern on the way again. I would have liked this a little more from Silky if he was working on his melee upgrades from almost the beginning, but alas, that is not meant to be. You just see these Lings just trying to buy as much time as they can. And Shin, he is chasing them around, to be fair. It is buying time. From behind, they pick off 1 Infestor. Oh, but that's a wall of spines! Silky going into a Greater Spire. He wants to go into Broodlords. Oh, like, bold move. We'll see if we can get away with it. So far, I don't believe we have any Vipers yet, so there's potential, always. There's potential for damage. Roach Hydra pushing in. Yeah, we're just clearing up all these spores. All these spines even, and spores. Lings from behind. Oh my god. Massive fungal on those Lings. Oh, we're gonna try to reinforce here, but again, the Fungals, they zone back everything else. And the hatchery's gonna fall. Oh, the Spore, oh my god, the Fungals, they connect, they take down the Lings, they take down the Mutas. A very efficient trade here from SHIN, and with this, it looks like SHIN is snowballing out of control. He's broken the main army. GG gets called, and SHIN will take game number 1. A very solid game there out of SHIN, just in control. Sure, the Mutas did give Silky a lot of freedom to expand, to saturate his bases, to tech up as well, but I did feel like Silky was a little bit late to tech up and late to take advantage of the passivity of SHIN. Even though Silky got into his mass Muta cloud, remember, we were talking about it at the time, didn't really achieve much. They didn't really trade with workers and with mineral lines. They didn't really shut down too many drops at all, and SHIN, he was more than happy to just settle on back, get into his infestation bit, into his hive tech, into his spellcaster's 3-3. Pretty comfortable game out of SHIN. Very nicely done. Very nicely done here from our Korean Zerg player. But now we're getting ready for game 2, and it is going to be Silky's map of choice. Here we go. Question becomes, what map? What map is up next? As a reminder, it is loser's pick, so it is going to be Silky's map. And we're going to be getting into Site Delta. Oh my. Okay, Site Delta is going to be up next here. Interesting choice. So Site Delta has a ramp leading into the natural, so it's a lot more defendable on 2 bases. So I'm curious. I'm curious if we want to play some 2 base here from the side of Silky. If so, that would make sense when it comes to the map pick. And likewise, on Raz's Station, that was 2 base play as well. Was 2 base Muta out of Silky. We shall see. We're getting ready to dive into game number 2 again. Lobby is being set up, and the pressure is on. Mystery Gaming, they're already up 3-0. One more win is all they need, and here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have Silky for the Starving Cowards. And in the bottom right, we have for Mystery Gaming, it is SHIN, the ace player. Going for a 15-15. Sorry, I was just stretching. Alright, so this is going to be 15 hatchery into a 15 spawning pool. This opener, SHIN has been very fond of in ZVT, and every matchup, SHIN has been very fond of this opener. Essentially, this is just a way to be a little bit greedy. This is a way to go hatch, pool gas, a very delayed gas geyser, and this usually leads into 2-base roach play, just because of how delayed the gases are for the Zerg. I mentioned before, and I assumed that Silky was going to be playing 2-base on Site Delta. The reason why I came to that conclusion is because Site Delta is a little bit more defendable on 2 bases. Site Delta is one of the few maps in the map pool with a ramp leading into the natural, which means you have high ground vision. You have the high ground advantage as the defending player, and your opponent needs to have high ground vision to be able to deal with that, which can be difficult to accomplish. So because that we have seen a lot of 2-base play on this map, you can just wall off and drone up and take your gases and go for a delayed third or just a 2-base all in. I'm assuming that's what SHIN is going to be going for, but we'll see, because there are different deviations, and there are some players that like to go for their gases a little bit earlier, or some players that like to just open up safely and still just expand and not go all in. Likewise, Silky going for a standard hatch gas pool opener. So standard opener out of Silky, a more greedy opener out of SHIN. As he is now taking his gases and is working towards that first 100, which should now be link speed, but we'll see. Meanwhile, just pointing out that Silky has yet to really determine what's been going on, hasn't really scattered too much yet. but is now moving out. He's now moving out to get a feel for what is going on. Oh my. You thought we had a fast lair last game. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that is lair before link speed. So Silky is playing 2 base on side Delta. I mentioned leading into this is a good map for it. So 2 base play here from Silky. SHIN is looking to expand. He does go for an Evo chamber first, which is very suspect and very much so screaming something like +1 carapace and roaches, or maybe +1 range and roaches. And there it is. There's that Bailey Nest on the way for Silky. Mentioned it before, but again, Silky, if you're Silky as an underdog, going to be trying to coming out of left field. Lair is about to finish up, so we can go into roach speed. Lair still on the way for Silky. Oh, and he's going for the mutas again. Spire play for a second time. So now suddenly the onus is going to be on SHIN. So it's going to be on SHIN to scout. And he should be scouting when he finishes up his lair. Essentially in ZVZ, your big scout timing is going to be when your lair finishes, then you can morph in an overseer. And then even without overlord speed, your overseer scout is going to be a little bit faster, a little bit more crisp. You have your changeling as well that you can of course drop down, and with that, SHIN should then realize what's going on. There it is. There's +1 range from SHIN, so 2 base roach from our red Protoss. Meanwhile, melee's on the way, so straight up Ling Bane Hydra. Sorry, Hydra? What? Ling Bane Muta at a Silky. Oh, the creep highway. Let's go. Overlord is being forced back. Forcing out of the main attack route to the main path here of SHIN. There's that overseer scout we were talking about. Again, SHINny's so crisp with the scout timings. He does confirm the Spire is aware of what's happening, is aware of the mutas alongside the Mass Ling. Now, the Mass Ling is a bit of a scary thing here. We don't have any Bailings. That's what's scary. Bailings defensively would be amazing against against Silky's composition, but pure Roach into Hydra, a little bit less so. There is potential. There's a window where I can definitely see Silky catching SHIN with his pants down. Meanwhile, SHIN is working towards Hydras. Oh boy. Here we go. He's going to be moving out. It's going to be waiting for that Bailey Nest to kick in. He's going to be able to find some damage and get or force back that Overlord. And once again, like these mutas, it feels like they've been a little bit lackluster. Sure, they have map control. To be fair, right? Like we have map control, we're shutting down Overlords, but we are not threatening bases. And SHIN can always rebuild. Both players get supply blocked. Silky is going to be threatening a dive. We do have a base being cancelled here at the triangular third for SHIN. No fourth. Just being denied. Meanwhile, there's that infestation minute on the way. We got Hydras first into Infestors for those fungals. We can catch a queen. We get one. Get one queen for our troubles. As they rotate around towards that natural base as well. Find another Overlord. So far, pretty good actually. Like Silky's trade a lot better this time with his mutas. Getting additional queens, getting additional spores, or Overlords even. Here we go. The Mass Ling is looking to engage. We dive on top of the Hydra is the goal here. If we clean up the Hydras, we can have our mutas get out of control, but the queens come in. The Lings are having really reduced surface area against the Roaches, and the Lings are going down. At the same time, the queen's going ham on these mutas. It looks like every single queen goes down. The Spore going ham. 6 mutas for, what is that, 9 hydras and 5 queens. You don't want to waste the fungals. Even if a fungal connects here, it's not worth it just because there's no follow-up. We need some DPS that shoots up. Oof. Mutas are trying to find a way in. Some of them do get fungled though. Oh my god. I'm down. At the same time, Lings get into the main base of SHIN though. Silky causing some chaos. Big moves. Lings, likewise, they get into the mineral line at the third base. We dive on top of the infestors. 1. Oh my god, 2 infestors go down. Lings are falling left and right, and Silky, is he doing it? It looks like he might be able to, but his Lings are being cleaned up, and he is still diving on top of the infestors. Oh my god. Infestor goes down. Spore as well. Silky, he is clawing into this. And he's just doubling down on pure Ling Hydra, cutting workers really early on at 44. Essentially, Silky is pretty all in. Like, he is so committed here. He breaks through all the banelings, forces a counterattack. Uh-oh. Now the question becomes, does Silky actually have enough to defend back at her? How many spine crawlers are we talking? 0. Uh-oh. Roaches are pushing in. 97 dead drones so far. Peel off a couple to hit the third. Even the queen. At the same time, big Ling counterattack here towards the natural. Reinforcements are on the way. So far, we're not really killing too many drones from Silky. Only 3 so far. Only 3 so far. As mutas are coming in from behind. Get on top of that army. They do find some of these roaches. Yeah, decent pickups here from Silky. Let's get some of those roaches in the end. Behind this, Vesh's being built back up. +2 on the way for Silky. Catching more roaches. Every little bit counts. The efficiency. Oh my, what is the 3rd time the Lings are getting into mineral lines? The 4th or 5th time even? Oh my god, we get into the main base mineral line. 3 more drones go down. Some hydras as well. Nice moves here from Silky, pulling SHIN apart. Still looking for a big fungal. No! The fungal, the chain fungal as well. Have we caught all these mutas? It looks like we might have. Oh my god. Half the mutas go down. Not like this. At the same time, Lings, they keep flooding in. How does this happen? The Lings, they do get into the main base. Mutas still threatening that 3rd as well. Silky's just been so in the face of SHIN this entire time. Still has a low drone count. That's what's scary, is that Silky has not been droning, doesn't have a good economy behind this. No 4th base. 4th just now being taken. But the lack of saturation could kill him. Failing speed could be on the way. That will help against the hydras. Essentially, the way you want this to work is you have Ling Bane for the hydras, and then you have the mutas for everything else. That is going to be the goal. SHIN maintains a better economy. You got Tunneling Claw, Roaches, or Tunneling Claw and Burrow on the way for the Roaches of SHIN. Silky's just waiting for his bathing speed, essentially. Now the problem here, because he's waiting for bathing speed, is that we are regathering all that energy. Remember earlier when we caught half the mutas? Well, Now those infestors are back, full of energy. We have 3 more infestors about to hit the field as well. And fungals would be a good way to shut down this army. Now, thankfully though, despite the fungal potential, Silky, or I should say SHIN, doesn't have any lurkers. I'm surprised. Where is the lunker then? Without lurkers, the Lingbane has potential. Catch the roaches. A big scout here from Silky. Shuts down the bird lurkers in the end. Meanwhile, you can see, oh my god, SHIN trying to push right through the center. Does go by barely unnoticed. Just barely for the timing. But do we see them? We do! We spot the roaches. Yeah, we dive on them as well. This is a good start for Silky. But remember, we still got a long way to go. Long way. I still can't believe we don't have any lurkers. I'm just worried that we're just gonna run into a surround of Lingbane and we're just gonna die. It's such a fragile army. Oh no. Oh, we have detection. We catch the Bailings. Oh my god. Big fun. This is what I was worried about. Big fungal on the Lingbane, and it all does evaporate. And that's all we need. Just some juicy fungal growths. And there's no way for for Silky to really engage. Whether it's fungals on the mutas or on the Lingbane. So incredibly effective. And here we go. We get a full surround. There are those fungals as well. Oh my god. We catch the Bailings. GG gets called. SHIN. He takes another amazing fight. And SHIN will claim the 2-0. GG. GG, well played. SHIN does take the 2-0 in the end. Not bad play out of Silky. Like, his muta play was not too bad here. This entire series, he was able to cripple the economy, kill so many drones of SHIN, slipping into the mineral lines over and over and over again. But wasn't quite able to get to that end game, that end goal. He had delayed melee upgrades. No Ultra Cavern, no Ultras, period. Without them, fungals are king. Fungal growths are just so superior, and Silky had to find that out the hard way. GG. GG, well played. With that, it's going to be a win here for Mystery Gaming. They will take at least a 4-0. We're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll have a PvP between TATP and Strange. See you soon after the break. And welcome back to our final best of 2 here of this Team League match between Mystery Gaming and the Starving Camels. And here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner, we have, for SSLT, it is TATP. And in the bottom left we have for Mystery Gaming, it is Strange. Very strange. Here we go again. The end result is already set in stone. Mystery Gaming get 4 wins, and remember, it is first to 4. 4 wins is all you need to win the series overall. But what I will say is that we're here to fight back. We're here to put some points on the board, and I want to believe that we can. I want to believe that it is going to be possible. I want to believe at least. Of course, it's going to be on TATP. It is a PvP as well, and oh, my apologies, but as we get into this, predictions are open in the chat. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold, whether we can actually fight back, or whether we get a 6-0 in favor of Mystery Gaming. Possible. I mean, Strange is going to be coming in as the heavy favorite. For those that are curious, TATP, more of an up-and-coming player here in the Chinese scene. Has been doing fairly well for himself overall, but still looking to make it, still looking to like prove himself in the big leagues is maybe a better way to put it. We'll see if he can, we'll see if he will. I'm here for it. For now, double gate openers. It is going to be double gate openers from both our blue and our red Protoss players. Everything is looking normal, everything is looking as it should. No proxy pylons around on the map. Second pylon is thrown down in the main base for both TATP and Strange, and both players confirmed that. So they confirmed their second pylon placements, and now we're waiting for our first 2 units. Once the Cyber Core is done, we can see whether we go double Stalker, double Adept, Stalker Sentry, Sentry Adept, and either or. And we're going to be getting a more standard safe opener from both players, actually. Okay. So, Strange was tempting TATP. I don't know if you noticed, but the SimCity is very unorthodox. Very unorthodox here for Strange. It is vulnerable to glaive Adept, to regular Adept harass. But we are not opening up Adept. It's going to be Stalker Sentry versus Stalker Sentry. The mirrors, they don't stop. Do not stop here. But again, just a very safe way to open up overall. And it tells us at least that we intend to go for a more macro-oriented game. And you can see TATP expand already, and we should be seeing Strange expand as well. As I say that, we are going for tech first. That is going to be a Twilight Council before expand here from Strange. So he's going to be going for a faster blink. Meanwhile, TATP goes Nexus first into Robo. So a very defensive build here from TATP. With that Robo opener, he's going to be able to, again, get into early Immortal production, War Prism, Observers as well. Just a really safe way to play in Sweden. No, I was thinking Sweden. Safe way to play. I think I was thinking Strange, and then I was thinking Europe. I'm very tired. The brain. I was slipping a little bit in the previous ZVZ in game 1 of Silky versus SHIN. But it's okay. By the way, Strange is going for a delayed expansion here, but he's going to Blink. We have Blink on the way. We have another gateway as well. With that third gateway, we could opt to be aggressive. We could even throw down a proxy gateway across the map. We'll see if we commit. For now, Adepts are going to be shading on into the main base, so we do deny the shade. Oh, let's go. Do deny it. Do block it. And TATP is going to be opening up with that Immortal. So, mentioned before, but with this Robo-based opener here for TATP, it is very safe, very defensive play here from our blue Protoss player. Strange going to be a little bit more aggressive with that blink timing. And my eyes are glued to that production tab to see if we throw down a 4th gateway. We commit! Strange, he gets into the main base. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3 probe kills. We get a 4th just barely towards the end. And can we get a 5th? We can! 5 worker kills for 2 Adepts. Really good trade here from Strange. A very nice trade. he just continues to keep the pressure up. Blink has now completed, which means we can move out with our main army. Now that we have Blink, as long as we have high ground vision, we can dive into the main base of TATP and threaten everything. Can threaten it all. Likewise, yeah, the army is moving out. TATP has very limited map vision, unfortunately, and as a result, he's kind of in position. He has a couple of Stalkers and the Immortal as well. If we get the pylon, we will. We do at least get the pylon, and we blink the hell out of there. So far, nice pickles here from Strange. The Adepts, though, they keep shading in. No shot. They just continue to shade in over and over again. 3 more workers going down. Can we get a 4th? We can. Oh, just barely not. Never mind. 3 worker kills and the shield battery as well. Again, very nice trades here from Strange. That's what I was waiting for. There were those gates on the way. We already had 3 gateways, so that's going to be 6 gateways in total for Strange. 6 gates on 2 bases. Pretty standard stuff. Meanwhile, THB taking up a little bit harder. He's defending with Immortals. Now he's going into Charge Lots and Archons. Again, not the most mobile composition because he's skipping Blink Stalkers, but a very solid, robust composition. When it comes to the strength of TATP's army, eventually he's going to be able to max out and snowball and aim. It's going to be difficult to keep up with, but yo, we're going for the Immortal. Can we get it? Visit a bit of a costly trade, but we do get the Immortal. That battle report was not updated. Show it now. There we go. Trading 3 Stalkers for 1 Immortal. Pretty good trade, I would say. Pretty good trade here for Strange. Just keeping that Immortal count low. Immortals, they can trade so much better than trading 1 for 3. 1 for 3 Stalkers, I mean. Okay, just be careful. We're going to be backing off. Charge on the way. Charge soon to finish here for TATP. Oh, we do have high ground vision. We can blink into the main. We can, and we will. We get into the main base, and for a second time, we're going to be focusing down that pylon. Both of them even. A couple of probes go down. The pylon's full as well. Good pickups here from Strange as he blinks the hell out of there. Down to the low ground. It looks like TATP may have just had enough. He wants to break the army. It's a breakthrough if possible. Good force fields as well, slicing up the units of Strange. Oh, but TATP, no! He's fighting with half his army. The Zealots are going to be going down. The Sentries, the Stalkers as well. Big pickups. Big pickups here from Strange, capitalizing on some of the mistakes here of the blue Protoss. Archons are pushing in, Zealots from the left-hand side. Good engage. Much better engage here from our blue Protoss player. But you can see Strange getting away with this economically. He's already got a 3rd base up and running. He's already got 64 workers. Strange can afford these losses, meanwhile THB can't. As no, he's looking to deny it. Forces to cancel the 3rd base. And it just isn't just canceling the 3rd. Over and over and over again, we've seen Strange just slip into mineral lines, kill 5, 6, 7 probes over and over again. And TAP just cannot keep up with the aggression, with the harassment. And he is falling behind. With that, we dive on what little high-tech units are left here for TATP. The Immortal count gets reset. There aren't too many Stalkers left, so Strange has to be very careful here. We need to warp in. Has he been too wasteful? Has Strange been too wasteful, as TATP has some momentum? He has a supply lead. He's got +2. A lot of chargelets. Cheap, effective units. Against all these Stalkers, and yeah, we're going to be engaging. We do have the overcharge, but is that going to be enough? TATP, he's getting on top of the... Send it, Papi, send it. He's getting on top of the Stalkers. The force fields are broken. Immortal comes out, but it's not looking too hot here once again for Strange. His 4th base is going to be denied, though. And he's going to be buying so much time here to warp in. Boys are being pulled. Ooh, damage is being done. Strange, you can afford to do some probes, but not too many. As we just reinforce on the front lines. Zealot snowballing out of control. We get 13 worker kills. And TATP, he's breaking through the natural base as well. He crippled the economy already. And I don't think Strange can deal with this. I think he was a little bit too wasteful earlier. He refused to really commit into a big Zealot heavy composition afterwards as a transition. And GG gets cold. Oh my god. GG gets cold. TATP, he was losing workers left and right. He was all in. He was behind economically compared to Strange. But the army is what mattered. I'll be honest, I do think the moment that things slipped away from Strange was actually when Strange had dove on those two immortals. Remember outside the third base of TATP, we had Strange just dive on two immortals and focus them down. He did kill them in the end, but he lost so much in the process, so many stalkers. And yeah, Strange, he just wasn't able to keep up with the production of his own economy to be able to replace what he was losing. He lost too much too quickly, and as soon as that happened, bam, TATP counterattacked. He counterattacked, he hit the third base. He was able to punish Strange for losing too many stalkers, and Strange just didn't have enough left over to survive. He had a bank, yes, but just didn't have the warp-ins, didn't have the unit composition he really wanted or really needed. GG. GG, well played. Let's go. First map win of the season for TATP, exactly. I mean, he hasn't played too often, to be fair. I think he's played like twice or 3 times, but there you go. Does take that win, and I think what's really important, yes, it was a PvP, true, but he didn't do anything crazy. He didn't like cheese out his opponent or anything like that. He just saw an opportunity and went for it. He saw an opportunity, he saw a vulnerability from Strange, and he did expose it, did take advantage of it. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And with that, we're getting ready for game 2. It's going to be on Oceanborn. It's going to be on Oceanborn from Strange. And in the top left, we have, for the Starving Camels, it is TATP. And in the bottom right, we have as opponent, we have, for Mystery Gaming, it is Strange. Again, they've already won their series, but ideally, we want some better standings coming into the playoffs. We want some better standings when it comes to the standings overall here. Map score is important, is effective. Strange doing what he can. I wonder if he did the math before this. When I refer to the math, I mean like the standings to see like what he can get away with and what he can't get away with. I know that right now it's neck and neck between Mystery Gaming and Starlight Twinkle, and depending on if they win or if they lose, that will determine whether they can make it out of the group stage. What was math involved? For now though, 2 gate openers. 2 gate from TATP, 2 gate from Strange as well. Everything looking as it should. Probes going to be moving out. Unfortunately, just because of the map layout, they do not pass each other. They do not touch tips. Smudge, smudge. Once again, Strange going for some strange and peculiar building placement as well. I say strange and peculiar. The upside is that your production and your early buildings are not exposed as part of the ramp in case you are being all in. That is true. It's also a little bit more efficient because the probe has less travel distance between the building that it places down and resuming to mining as well. So it is slightly more efficient from Strange. But the downside is that, again, your SimCity is going to be lacking when it comes to dealing with Adept Harass. Or walling off at the ramp in general. For now, though, we're just going to be settling into game number 2. And can we get a 2-0? I'm ready for it. I am ready for it. As for now, the first couple of units have been revealed. We do have a sentry follow-up here. And once again, Strange delays his expansion in favor of a Twilight Council. Very similar to what we saw in the last game. Very similar. We'll keep an eye on the gateway count. And there we go. Strange is going to be expanding behind this TATP. He's going for a Nexus into Robo. Very safe opener at a TATP. And these are mirrored openers from Game 1. Game 1, our Blue Protoss also went for an expansion into Robo. Likewise, Game 1, we also had Strange delay his expansion for Blink. So far, same builds. And again, to reiterate, Strange, he was looking so damn good last game where he was harassing, he was picking his opponent apart, going in with his Stalkers, picking up pylons here and there, picking up probes over and over again. It was really good harassment, really good overall army control, until that one moment where things slipped through his fingers, where he did overextend, he was punished, and things very quickly escalated in favor of SSLT, of the Starving Hounds. We'll see if that's going to continue to be the case. For now, we do have double Adepts. Going to be moving across the map here for Strange. TATB trying to build up his forces as well. Getting into Immortal production. We have Strange working towards Blink, Robo, additional gases. Yeah, Blink and Robo still very similar to last game. We have the Forge on the way for +1. +1 for TATB is going to be hitting first, actually. Okay. So he will have an advantage. He's going to have a window, a timing where he has the upgrades and his opponent does not. Ooh, as he does commit to the Shade, actually. Can we get a scout? We do get eyes on the Forge. We notice it's already done. We notice it's been researching for quite some time. But overall, good scout. Hallucination comes in. We do get eyes on the production, as well as the Twilight Council. We see, we know. Meanwhile, TATB just going to be taking his third base behind this. Just chilling. Still waiting for his upgrades. Again, because we saw the Twilight Council, Strange should be aware that TATB is going to be leaving him alone, at least until charge finishes, and then we can be active, then we can push out. We can push out. Until then, though, we do have... Oh, Glaives on the way, actually. Let's go. Not something you see every day. It is going to be Glaive Adepts here from Strange. A very committed style. Committed here from our red Protoss player. So essentially the way that this works is that with Glaives we're going to be closing the distance, we're going to be getting on top of the army, we're going to be trying to dive on top of the forces of TATP. Glaive Adepts, they don't do a lot of damage to the army, but they do an amazing job at buffering, at being like a meat shield here for the rest of the forces of Strange, for the Immortals, for the Stalkers. They can also get into mineral lines as well. If they do, they can go here. Speaking of, they get in at regular Adepts at this point, but once again, we do take down so many probes, as we have already seen. So many probes do go down. Behind this, we're going to be recalling the hell out of there. We do save the Adepts, actually. Not too bad. 9 probe kills for a recall. Really good stuff. Stores on the way, Glaive still in production, Twilight Council gets thrown down here to get into Archons or, of course, High Templar. as third bases are getting up and running. Glaives has kicked in. I would have assumed that we would have hit now, but Strange, he's being a little bit more passive. Now, this is very similar to what we saw in the last game, where Strange, he actually has a really solid economy. He's on 64 workers, 64 probes, and he's teching. Okay. I'm a little bit perplexed as to the reasoning why we invested into Glaive Adepts if we were just going to tech up like this, but yeah, Strange, he's looking to take a fourth base, second robo, robotic spade, double disruptor production. There's a lot available here to Strange. A lot is available.
我们的水晶塔遭到攻击。
Oh my god. And with this, it's going to be TATV that moves out instead, which I do appreciate. He has been the defender this entire time and has been struggling to defend his economy, so he's behind. If the game goes on any longer, then he will be outscaled. So now is the time to strike. Now is the time to push out. I'm loving all these hallucinations. We got Disruptors, Colossus, Stalkers as well. But this army from TATV is terrifying. He is up in army supply. This is his moment. This is his chance. Here we go, as we are pushing on forward. Decent hold position micro overcharge is going to be popped. That's going to be, oh my god, 4 shield batteries. 5 shield batteries here for Strange. Is it going to be enough? Cannons as well. We're trying to force our way in, and Nova's going to be going off, and they will connect. They will connect with the Immortals, with some of these Zealots as well. And it looks like it barely might be enough. We do have THB. He's getting on top of the Immortals. He's trying to, but he's running out of steam. He's running out of units. He's running out of his buffer. Focus down the Warp Prism. The Glaive Adept reinforcements. Let's go. I mean, what else are we going to reinforce with at this point, really? As we do not counterattack. Oh my god. Wait, what? And Strange is not going double robo, he's going double, I mean, he is going double robo, sorry, he's not going double disruptor, he's going double Colossus? Skilless, is that you? We made 2 disruptors initially, but yeah, now we're just doubling down on Colossi instead. Very out of left field. Okay. Here we go. We have 2 Colossi. We got a third and fourth Colossus on the way as well. Now, Colossus, they have their place, and we spoke about this before, but essentially, they're like an alternate Archon. When it comes to your opponent, if they have a very Zealot-heavy composition, Colossus are a really good way to deal with Zealots, to have some consistent splash damage, have a little bit more micro potential as well, because you can kite back, and you know, if you have a robust army, you can kind of get a lot of damage done here from behind, or from behind the army, I mean. So yeah, bold move out of Strange, very unorthodox, not seen too often, unfortunately, but Colossi, they have their place in PvP. As we are getting into charge, likewise, TATP working towards +3. Dark Shrine just finished up. We're already investing into Blink. Shadow Stride. Oh my god. Shadow Stride is on the way. And from here, it looks like the game is going to be settling for a moment. I mean, to be fair, it makes sense for Strange. He's like building up to a death ball of an army with his Colossi. But it's going to take a little bit for the Colossi to really hit the field. To amass not just Colossus, but also to have like a buffer for them, a solid army to support. And there we go. There's the Warp Prism all the way. We're up to 6 Colossus. That is far more than critical mass. 6 Colossi are going to be coming out here for Strange. At the same time, TATV getting ready for a big DT counterattack. Ay. We'll see if he can pull it off. There we go. Remember, we do have Blink. There is Blink available for those Dark Templar. They can just try to dive in and eviscerate a Minerai. Meanwhile, the Colossi have been revealed. And we're going for a base trade. TATP, he ignores the main army. We do have Zealots. We have DTs going straight for the natural. We have the main army going straight for the third base. Strange is turning around. There are cannons, but it may not be enough. Oh my god, the Colossi just swiping away at the army of TATP, getting a lot of damage. Now they catch some Immortals. Big pickups. Immortals go down, but we commit. And Strange, he's waddling back home. The Dark Templar, they get a kill in the main. They kill the main. They're getting on top of the tech as well. Twilight Council, Templar Archives, Robos. It's all going to be going down to the Dark Templar, which at least we're trying to. But there is an observer. The army makes it back home. And TATP threw everything away doing this. That was all the supply that our blue Protoss player had. Zealous hits the 5th base, forcing a recall. Yeah, we can save it. The Colossi have arrived. The laser drops. They swipe away, they kill everything. That's a lot. Oh my, how many Dark Templar is that? Oh my god. 15? Too many. Too many is the real answer there. Templar going for a big counterattack. Strange does run past, does pass the army. As we doubling before we take down the cannon. THB committing to the base trade, and this time Strange is going to commit as well. He's not turning back around. Now remember something. Recall's on cooldown. Strange, he just recalled towards the left-hand side, which means he cannot recall back home. He cannot recall probes. He has to try to evacuate here as this base trade is going to get rowdy. Oh boy. THB is going to be losing his... Oh, we're turning back around! THB, he loses the 3rd base. Meanwhile, Strange turns back around once again to deal with this, to save his bases. He comes across the Dark Templar, most of them at least. And he will shut them down. There's 1 DT left. At the same time across the map, Strange still committing, pushing into the main. 1 Dark Templar came across the base on the left-hand side. Strange, he's in a little bit of trouble. But he can take a fight. He knows he can. 3 Colossi, that's all you need. They reign supreme, papi. Nova's go off, big connections on the Archons, on the Immortals. And GG, well played, gets called as Strange is able to come out on top in the base trade. Oh my god. Was not the cleanest of games, wasn't the easiest of times, but regardless, GG, well played. Strange will redeem himself here, taking a game, and the final score will be a 5-1 in favor of Mystery Gaming. GG. GG, well played. With that, Mystery Gaming will take the series in the end, and they will have a decent score coming into those playoffs. But is that enough? Yet to be determined. We still have Shopify Rebellion versus Starlight Twinkle. Gonna be right around the corner. I am a little bit concerned though. This is gonna be a really good series. Really good players, really good games. I want to do it justice. Alright, we can do it. We'll power through. We will power through. I was about to say that I'm getting really tired. I could always cast this tomorrow after I've rested. Like, it's been a long day. This is a third event of the day. We've been casting all day. I want to do it justice. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna do some push-ups. We're gonna get our energy flowing. We'll be back in 4 minutes here with Shopify Rebellion versus Starlight Twinkle, the final best of 7 of the night of the round robin group stage. Take this moment, take a break, get some snacks, get some water, get some food. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. See you soon. Ha.